All right, welcome back to the Cleaning Indie Podcast, brought to you by American Facility Care. I'm your host, Tom Moore, along with our co-host, Sarah Moore. And on this podcast, we endeavor to strengthen the relationship between the contractor and facility manager, all while talking about things that are building and cleaning related. All right, well, how's everyone's day going? We're in a new location. Sarah, why don't you tell us about that?
Well, you might have noticed we took a tiny break, but we were doing something important. We were redoing a podcast area so that we could bring even more great podcasts to y'all. The business has been growing. We've had new employees and new accounts, and we're glad to be back though.
Yeah, so we've been growing. And along with new accounts comes a lot of training. And you might notice something else if you visit our website, cleaningindy.com. We have a new quiz on the website. And so we want to talk about our new quiz on the website.
I mean, who doesn't love to take an internet quiz?
That's right. Yeah.
You can find out what house you are in Harry Potter, and you can also figure out your cleaning situation.
Is yours Gryffindor?
It is. Actually, well, I've gone between Gryffindor and Ravenclaw.
Okay. All right. We're nerding out here on the podcast. Going back to our quiz, the first question, and there are 10 of them, and if you answer them correctly, you just get an assessment. You don't win anything, but you get to find out how well your cleaning company is doing. The first question has to do with training. Has there been a noticeable lack of training for the cleaning staff? And that's the first question. So this is common in many of the buildings that we visit. So how does this happen? Well, first, quickly, let's talk about the right training systems. So it's kind of like a 7-step process. Number one, it's going to be written down, okay, or, on a video of some sort, and something that can be reviewed. And then number two, it's something that the training manager is going to do. They're going to perform the task for the person being trained, the trainee. And then they're going to, step 4, have the trainee do the actual task, whatever the task is. Usually in succession, like if it's cleaning of a break room, you're going to have them, whatever the order is, wipe the microwaves, the countertops, the sinks, wipe the tabletops off, the seats, the floor, mop, and that sort of thing. And so you're going to have them do the tasks. So that, hey, they can actually do the task while you're there. And then step 5 is, you're going to review the cleaning tasks that they're getting done by inspecting how well the trainee is actually doing it. And step 6 is have the trainee teach someone else how to do the task. Because if you're teaching somebody something, especially if you're a parent or you've been a teacher before, then you know that person who's doing the teaching has it down if they can, relay to someone else how to do it exactly. So that's step 7 is review the trainee's process is correct. So, if there's a problem with the training, then something is broken down in this system.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of places where definitely there's a training problem, and I was trying to think over that. And there's been so many buildings that we have gone to and started cleaning, and they've complained about the cleaner that was previously there. And I kind of, through a process of talking to people and just looking around, find out is this poor person just got plucked inside, put inside this building and told, hey, clean it. Because, everybody knows how to clean.
Of course.
Right. So anybody should be able to do it. And it was just incredibly overwhelming to that person to think of doing a 3 or 4 story building, cleaning it by themselves. It didn't make sense. And one thing that I don't think people think about, but is so important with training, is something I always like to tell Tom, is I feel like cleaning has a lot of choreography. So if you're a dancer, you would really love that.
So I'm imagining like a cleaner, like twirling around like a ballet in a tutu.
Doing pirouettes. Sort of. No, not really. But it is very much a system, a way of walking and walking around the building, how you move from task to task. And what we like to do is we set up a system, the most efficient system of actually cleaning the building. And we lay it out for our employees. And in the training, we train that system to them. So everywhere they clean, is just naturally comes to them. And as anyone who's done any kind of memorization, as you go through and you do a dance routine or choreography over and over again, it makes it easy not to miss because you're following a process that works, that you're doing over and over and over again. It becomes very second nature to you. So we set up a cleaning program, a cleaning choreography, as I like to say, and we walk our employees through it. We clean with them. We go through and we show them the most efficient way to clean, the most sanitary and safe way to clean. And they walk through that system and they learn it. And it takes a huge job that looks overwhelming when you just plunk someone down in the middle of it and say, hey, clean this. And it makes it incredibly doable. And not only is it doable, you can do it efficiently, safely, and productively, and very, very well. So that's kind of the process. I think when you see someone who hasn't trained, you know, because they're just normally very overwhelmed.
Yeah, I like what you said there about commercial buildings, multiple stories, and maybe tens of thousands of square feet, way larger than the average house. So yeah, I mean, you have to put it in bite-sized bits. And so we have it written down, laminated on cards that they can flip through and review exactly what the tasks are in every area. But, Sarah, talking about training in our company, our staff, our employees are perfect at this, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the truth is,
absolutely perfect.
Every building that we clean may have unique surfaces within those buildings. And so there may be some breakdown in training that happens even within our own staff. And so when that happens, what's something that we do to fix that?
Well, we're always, we inspect the work of our employees. We'd rather catch any problem or misunderstanding they're having before the client does. But we're looking, and when we see, oh, okay, they're not really understanding this task, then we go through a process of retraining and going through the process again with them. Hey, for this countertop, we use a special cleaner, and this is why. And this is why you never let this kind of cleaner touch it. Or, we go through those processes with them, and we go through a process of retraining with our employees to make sure that they've completely understood what their job is, what their tools are, where their tools go at the time, what product to use on what surface. And we do that in order to make sure we've given our employees we've equipped them to do the task we're asking them to do properly.
Yeah. And the truth is also, as you were mentioning, the task list is long. So it's like, you could be cleaning in there for days and weeks and still accidentally skip over a step. So that's where the inspection, we're following through on our end. And I think that's the proper way to do it.
And also training them to look at their cards. We have cards for each and every room. Every single room and area has a card. And it's, hey, before you're done, just peek at that card and make sure, hey, I've knocked off everything in this
That's good.
system.
Yeah. And also if something does come up where we need to make sure that it's happening after we've retrained them or told them, hey, we got a complaint about this. How do we deal with that? Well, we follow through with the customer, with the employee, and then we have them document that their task was done correctly by taking pictures. And so that's one way that we ensure that on a day-to-day basis, it's getting done between inspections that probably occur weekly in a facility. And so we do have that documentation. It's dated and time-stamped, that metadata is baked into it and uploaded to a Google Drive. So we have that documentation and real proof. We have pictures of multiple angles. So really, it's something that happens. Retraining does happen in every industry that you can think of. We're not robots out here programmed to be perfect. Robots are coming, though. Maybe that's a future podcast. Right now, they don't have the dexterity to, manipulate their fingers in dust with microfiber cloths and things like that around sensitive items on your desk. That's probably coming sooner than we think. But for now, this is how the world operates in the cleaning industry. So these are things that happen, and this is a way to take care of the cleaning in your building and how to train and retrain when necessary.
All right. If you like what you're hearing, leave us a review wherever you're listening to this podcast, whether in Apple, Google, Spotify. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
Yeah, and if you'd like to leave us a voice message that we can play back on this podcast, kind of a recording, a question or comment, just go to cleaningindy.com, scroll to the bottom where it says leave us a message. And if you'd like to learn more, visit cleaningindy.com. We have some blog posts on these topics. Take care, and we'll see you next time.